Hello, I'm RezenatorZen. What's up? I was just rewatching some X-Men animated series stuff, and I always thought this about the X-Men, and it's a widely held belief that the X-Men are unmarveled pop culture icon because they can represent so many different groups. They're such an allegory to a lot of different groups that have been subjugated, hated, feared for being different from the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant view of that some people hold. The Japanese, the internment camps, that kind of shit, and then there's the black oppression through 300 some years of American history. And then there's, other segregation that's been going on, and more recently with the racial profiling of Arab people of Arab descent. And I think the X-Men are a great allegory for that, the mistreatment, the inhumanity to humanity. And in one particular episode I was just watching, Beast is on trial and is denied bail, and the judge says, well, we're going to be fair. We're not going to give the illusion that we're not going to be fair. And I'm thinking, in the back of my head, everybody has prejudices. No matter what anybody says, they do. They have judgments, assumptions that they have from meeting one person. Then they paint that brush with everybody they meet of that ethnicity. And I'm guilty of it, but I don't usually do it against other races. I don't do it against black people, Asian people, Latino people. I don't usually paint everybody the same brush. I try to usually regulate my assumptions of people that I meet, not just on the whole entire race. Some people are very good at regulating that and keeping their fears, assumptions in check, like me. But there's also people that just go on racist tirades and spout their hate speech, and nobody says anything to them, and you can't convince them of anything. And it pains me. And then in court, and I know that in court there's always a bias. No matter how well you think you have it under control, you're gonna have prejudices and assumptions and stuff like that running through your brain when you're making a decision. Now, me, I think I hold my assumptions pretty well in check. I don't let, as I said, one interaction with a person rule my entire thoughts of different races. You could probably go back and look at my videos, and I've been painting the whole South with being racist people, but I've seen people who have proved my assumptions wrong, like the Amazing Atheist. He's from the South, and look at him. There's Charlie over 9,000. There's other people who have proved my assumptions of the South and ripped them asunder. And again, I'm not a free person. I'm not one of those people who can cast the first stone, because I've sinned before, and I can judge people and about them judging people, because I judge people. But I don't usually judge them on color of their skin. I usually judge them on them being an asshole. See, race doesn't really matter to me. Race is secondary. It's tertiary, really. It's not one of the things that I mainly look at when I see someone. And honestly, if I'm walking down a dark street and I see a white person, a black person, and like a Latino and an Asian person, it doesn't matter what color they are. If they get into a proximity of me, I'm going to be worried. And honestly, I'm going to be more afraid of the white person, because in history shows that the majority of serial killers have been white. I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer, Ed Gein, Zodiac, I'm pretty sure was white, even though they don't know who the fuck it was. But the suspects they chose were white. Ted Bundy. I mean, all these people were white, and they did horrific things to people. You cannot deny that. And really, if I was to fear any race, I'd fear my own race. And I mean, honestly, who isn't afraid of white people? But I'm usually afraid of everybody. It's just proximity to me. The closer you are, the more afraid I am. The farther away, the cooler you are. Unless I know you. If I know you, then you're cool. You can walk by me and shit like that, and I won't make judgments about you. But if I don't know you and I'm worried about you, I don't want you to be really close to me. I think that's really more of an intimacy issue kind of thing. And I mean, just the proximity of people. Like, honestly, I don't like people when I'm walking. I don't usually like people like standing really close to me. For whatever reason. And it doesn't matter on race. If a white guy's walking really close to me, I'll fucking feel like he's gonna try and rob me. For whatever reason, even if I don't have a lot of shit on me, I'll be afraid of being robbed. I guess it's me being paranoid. But again, I think it's just the proximity of people. Like, if they're really close, I'm more wary of them, but the farther away they are, I'm not as afraid of them. That's not an assumption, that's just me being paranoid about everybody. But I mean, I'm not a racist person, and I hate racists. I've made that perfectly clear. I hate people who go, "Oh, you're a nigger, you're a spick, you're stuff," that kind of shit. I hate. I despise it because it just degrades the whole entire human race. And if I ever meet any of these kinds of people in person, I'm gonna have to curb stomp them. Honestly. And I'm non-violent. I don't like violence, but if I ever meet one of these people in a dark alley, Wayne Brandy's gonna have to strangle a bitch. And I'm gonna have to say, "I'm Rick James," and fuck you, and bash their head up against this brick wall until they see the light of reason. But, as I said in my other video, morals and justifications are purely subjective. There's no absolute moral. There's no absolute morals that everybody everybody finds repugnant. But I mean, given the choice between everything, I think if I was on a jury, I'd be the most objective person on the face of the planet, because I'd know what was going on in everybody else's mind, because I'm a psych major, so I know what's going on. I'd be able to talk to people, get them to open up, stuff like that. I'd be able to look at things as objectively as anybody probably could. I'm a skeptic, so I don't believe everything I hear, except if it's a conspiracy theory, because then, whoa, back the fuck up. And people who are really into Obama. I like Obama. I voted for him. People who have a lot of pictures, get the fuck away from me. But, I got off topic. But yeah, I mean, I think if I was on a jury, I'd be relatively fair. I wouldn't judge them because they're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, yellow, black, brown, fucking Arab, but it doesn't matter. They could be any color. They could be fucking purple, and I wouldn't judge them. Like, that doesn't play into a factor for me. But I guess I'm the exception to the rule. I don't know. But that's been my illuminating rapport with the X-Men. So, well, I'll talk about the X-Men in another video, a nostalgia video. Peace out, everybody. And have a good Sunday, have a good Monday, have a good week. Peace out.